sourdough.
It's been like almost 2 weeks since I fed this thing. How you doing, Mike?
Grace.
Pratt Family Homestead. Mickey is the name of my starter. I've been neglecting my sourdough starter and it's dead. But I am very confident
That we can rescue it.
I think we can do it. Do you think we can?
I think we can.
I think we can. We're going to empty almost all of this out of here right now. And we're going to give a feeding like we normally would for a normal sourdough starter feeding. And then we normally follow, like I've always kind of followed King Arthur's website for their sourdough starter. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description for that. But basically, we're going to empty this all out. We're going to put about 113 grams of flour and 113 grams of water in here. We're going to stir it all up. And then we're going to let it sit for a day or two, depending. It's pretty cold today, so it might take a while for it to grow. But after it grows,
we're going to empty almost all of it and give it to the chickens. And then we're going to put it in the fridge.
Right. So this almost empty jar is going to go in the fridge. And it's going to sit there for like a week or two until we use it again. And then we're going to give it a feeding a couple days before we want to use it. So if I'm going to bake something on Friday, Wednesday I might start feeding this thing again and get it to a nice good starter again. And that way I'm not feeding and discarding all week long and forgetting about it like I have for 2 weeks or so.
Dad, let's get to rescuing this thing.
Well, let's go do it. We have 113 grams of flour. We've got our mason jar, our clean mason jar with the canning funnel, whatever you want to call it, on there. We've got 113 grams of water. We've got our old dead sourdough starter, and we've got a bowl to dump the old stuff into. All right. Ready to rock? All right. For our first step is going to be to open this up and start getting all this stuff out of here. We've already looked in there, I've already showed you, but it all looks okay in there. You're going to have to use this to get it out. So the way this would normally happen is we would save 113 grams of this and add the 113 grams of flour to it and 113 grams of water to it. I don't think we're going to quite save 113 grams because nobody else likes the sour flavor, so I'm going to try and work the sour flavor out with a couple feedings of actually just totally draining it out. Now, a lot of this stuff we're going to pour into that one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some of this into here. I'm not measuring this out. Good job. You're doing great. Okay, that was 113 grams of flour. Nice. Okay. And
113 grams of water.
Thank you, yes. And now you're going to stir. And we want to get this all incorporated very well.
It's still got that sour smell.
Yes, it will. And that's what I was kind of talking about is I could discard all of this again and feed it again and try to work that sour taste and smell out of there. Grace, to tell you the truth, I'm starting to wonder if we put enough starter in there, but enough of the old starter. But I think we did. I think it'll be fine.
Mickey.
If I didn't mention it, Mickey is the name of my starter. And I got a clean band to put on it too. Cool. Go ahead and just draw a line, and this just has to be about. All right, that's the line we'll use right there. Looks good to me. You can see these baseboards here, these radiators from our boiler. This stone up here gets nice and warm. Yep, right back in that corner. Hopefully we'll see it growing here really soon.
Dad! I think we rescued the sourdough starter.
Did we? Is it looking good?
Yeah.
Awesome, let's go check it out. Was that the first thing you checked this morning?
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Look how bubbly that is. It did great. I knew we could rescue it. Look at that. It at least doubled, right? Wouldn't you say that that line is just about exactly halfway?
Yeah. Wow, it smells a lot better. It doesn't smell that sour.
That's awesome.
We think it's grown even more now.
So basically, to be real honest with you, I feel like it's good now. I feel like it's fully rescued. I mean, look how beautiful this thing is. Look at all those air pockets in there and stuff. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I mean, sourdough amazes me. And we haven't really said it yet, but we don't put any commercial yeast in this. When I do make sourdough bread, which isn't very often, I don't use any commercial yeast or anything. It's all natural. It's all just flour and water. And then in the bread, I also put a little bit of salt also. But anyways, let's get going on this. So into this nice clean jar right here, we are going to put 113 grams of this starter into here. What else are we going to put in there, Grace?
113 grams of flour and 113 grams of water.
Nice. And that's it. That's our sourdough starter. Don't be intimidated by this sourdough stuff. I did check on this sourdough starter last night before bed, and it had not moved at all. Did you check it before you went to bed?
No.
It was still right there on the red line, and that was 4 or 5 hours after doing this. Grace already has the flour and the water measured out. What were they each, do you remember?
113 grams for each.
And how much starter are we going to use?
113 grams.
There's a whole bunch of 113s.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of easy to remember. I mean, we could say almost a cup of flour, about half a cup of water, and kind of about a half a cup of starter, and this and that. Or we could just remember 113 grams. We could do that. So Grace, what I like to do first, before I start dumping any out or anything, is I like to mix it up really good. So basically kind of get it all stirred back up and then mix it up and then measure out my 113. Typically when I do this, I will just put 113 into here straight. All right, you ready to try dumping some in there?
Yep.
You can also just hold the jar up and just scrape it out so it falls out of the jar. You're doing it. We should have used the bigger one, but man, Grace, show them real quick. We love this little piggy spatula.
Okay.
But don't we? I eat all my yogurt and everything with that little thing. Where are we at? What are we at?
149.
Grace, got that a little bit too much. But again, if you ended up with 149, it really doesn't matter. We don't have to be all super, what's the word, Grace? Precise.
This stuff really does not like me.
It's kind of like your slime. There, look, let that little piece strip back off. 113, we're keeping it. We just tasted it. It does still have some sour, but we're going to roll with it. You're going to want to make sure you scrape all the sides down and everything.
Can be. 113.
We got our 113 grams in there. And actually, we don't need to be on the scale anymore. But now, can you tell us what we're going to put in, Grace?
113 grams of flour.
Which you've already got weighed out. You had fun with the flour, didn't you? Or was that the water you kind of had fun with?
Of water.
Give me a thumbs up.
Now, like yesterday, we're going to get this stirred up really good.
Here, we can go ahead and take this funnel off. Unless you really want to try and save this little bit. I know it was bugging you.
Yeah.
We'll get it cleaned up a little bit here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mark this one more time. And then we will probably tonight let you see its progress. Maybe in 6 or 7 hours. And that's probably going to end the video. Good job, darling. Okay, you want to go ahead and get the top on and everything? And as you can tell, like I like to do, we went ahead and cleaned up the jar and everything. I like to.
Yeah, but I had
Oh, I think that's it.
I it, but I had it on the jar, not on the fabric.
Okay, let's see it.
Mickey.
Nice. All right, so Grace is going to put this back in the same corner. It's a nice warm corner. Right now it's kind of cold though because those heaters aren't on. Although we got some snuggle bugs right there. They got 2 pillows to go lay on, but that one insists on laying wherever that one is.
It makes kind of like a yin-yang.
It does kind of, yeah. But anyways, it's back in there in the corner, and we will bring you back to it in, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. All right, guys, here it is about 8 o'clock at night, and I think we have officially rescued this thing. It is blown up. It's all bubbly. It's beautiful. I think we've done a good job, I think. It's sitting right there where we put it. Grace is going to go get it. Look at that. Look how bubbly it is. Look how far up from the line it is that Grace drew for us. Mickey is resurrected. Nice. That is beautiful. Grace, we did it. We rescued the sourdough starter.
We rescued the sourdough starter.
Yes. All right, so like I stated, I'm actually going to dump most of this out. You guys are going, I know how much I kept. Hardly any. Hardly any I'm going to keep. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and that's going to really slow down and stop the fermentation process and all that. And then maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'll go to take it out, and I'll feed it really well. And then I'll do the same the next day, maybe even twice a day. And then I'll bake with it Friday or Saturday. And as long as the sourdough's not too sour, you like it, right? Like the last one I made, I think you liked.
Yes. No.
Hey,
I
since
I smell it a little bit.
I was telling Grace to be careful with this. I've been talking and shaking it around. Look how much it's actually fallen back down.
Dad!
Look, and actually you can see the smudge line up here. You see that, Grace?
Dad!
But that's fine. But who's smelling it first, me or you?
Me.
Oh, it smells pretty good. I do still smell the sour in there, though. Nice, nice. When you don't smell the sour, you smell just more like bread dough and stuff. But this smells okay.
Stop hitting it. You're going to make it go down further.
But remember, I'm taking it out anyways. The chickens are going to eat good in the morning because I already have so much discard in the fridge. All right,